I hope you're hungry because you're listening to Everybody Eats.
What's up? Yo. We're back again. Everybody Eats. This is episode 5. It's your host, Bensky Belazaire. We got Edom XP co-host on the phone, and we're back again. Mr. Corey Ornsby. What's up?
What?
All right.
How's the week been for you guys so far?
My week's been pretty good. Learning a lot at work. It's been good. Yo, the weather's getting cold.
Bruh.
The weather's been getting cold. I know weather in New York's been a little bit funky, but
yeah, here in Virginia it's getting chilly. Today at work I was freezing, bro.
Yeah, so that's what's up. How you been, Edom?
It's been a chill week. Like you said, weather's been getting colder. Got to switch into my winter wardrobe, so you know.
Definitely hoodie season. But for everybody watching, shout out to the Yankees. I know they're playing tonight. Game might be over by now. I don't even watch baseball, but I know they're in the World Series. Shout out to the Yankees. Before we continue, make sure you follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Castbox, all of that. We're working on the YouTube channel. I know I've been mentioning that, but we're working on the YouTube channel. That's
gotta be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming up soon. But in the meantime, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, all that. We will be coming out with an Instagram page for Everybody Eats, so be on the lookout for that. We'll be posting our snippets, videos from the episode, and all that on the Instagram page. That will be on @EverybodyEats. I'll let you guys know in the future. In the meantime, you can follow me on Instagram @Mr. Zaire, Edom @Cross River, YD Boss.
Yeah.
All that thing.
All right.
So I want to thank again all our international listeners who are listening around the world. We really appreciate y'all. And obviously everybody in the United States. Much love, appreciation. So let's get into today's episode. So last week, Corey mentioned that we should talk about determination. So that was a little bit what we spoke about at the end of last week's episode. So that's what we're talking about today.
If you missed last week's episode, go listen it and then come back to this one so you don't miss out on what we talked about last week.
Exactly. Last week we had a really great episode. If you didn't watch it, go watch it.
We're not going to tell you what it's about.
Yeah, we won't tell you. You should be, on your P's and Q's, making sure you shouldn't be skipping episodes. Anyway, so determination. You mind looking that definition up on your phone real quick?
Yeah, real quick.
All right. So in the meantime, while Corey looks up like the official definition of determination, my personal definition of determination is just fighting through the struggle, fighting through the hardships for something that you really care about.
Okay, so Google describes it as firmness of purpose, resoluteness.
Yeah.
I like that word.
That's a good word, resoluteness.
Yeah. So Edom, what do you describe, or how do you feel? What does determination mean to you? I guess that's a better way of putting it.
Well, I feel like there aren't that many ways to, change the definition, but I feel like it's definitely something like being passionate or reminding yourself or giving yourself a drive every day to do something and finding, new reasons every day, or sticking to that, one resolute idea or inspiration for why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I wrote down actually a little bit earlier when I was thinking about this, being hungry for what you want. And I
had the same thing in mind. Why are you stealing my notes? This boy over here peeking up my notes.
I wrote it down before, boy. But that's what Edom kind of just said, resolute, So I think that's what it really is. And, earlier today, I was telling Edom, I was just thinking about this topic on the way home from work. And one thing I was just really dwelling on is that determination is not only being hungry for what you want, but I think if you really want to go into the crux of it, like what is it really? It's like if you have a passion, you have a dream, right? So you have a business. That's we're talking about entrepreneurship. We have a business. It's sticking through, being passionate through the good times and the hard times. And making sure that, if you're hungry for what you want, making sure that your passion for what you want, drives you past the things that aren't so fun. So
I'm glad you mentioned that, because passion goes hand in hand with determination.
Yeah.
It's easier to be determined about something that you're passionate about.
Of course.
So it goes hand in hand. And it also goes hand in hand with perseverance. You have to persevere. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Two sides to the same coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on the passion part. If you have a passion for it, it becomes easier for you to want to be determined to achieve that goal or meet that mark, whatever you set out to do. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that one.
And I think like one thing too, I know Edom brought this up. I don't know if it was a few episodes ago. Edom, we were speaking about stress, hardships about being an entrepreneur. And Edom was speaking about specifically on Kilty Styles, our clothing line, how Edom has been pretty much head of social media. And he was saying that one of the, hard parts, annoying parts was just like running the Instagram every day, right? Sadly, but not necessarily sadly, that's his job. That's why I pay him, right? That's what you got to do. But, right, we understand that, for me personally, I know before I brought Edom along, and even still now, personally, I know I don't enjoy running the social media. I know that about myself.
Yeah, you did say that the other day.
I prefer designing the clothes. I like wearing the clothes. I like the photo shoots. But me personally, I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy the social media aspect. That's just me. And that's why I brought Edom along. But determination, you know what I mean, is the fact that even before I had Edom, even though I don't like doing the social media, I still have to do it. Knowing that even though I don't enjoy it, even though it's not my favorite part, is the fact that I still have to do it. I still have to run it because my passion for Kilty Styles outweighs how much I don't enjoy.
And it gives you that drive to keep on doing it
even though you don't like it. You know what I mean? And I think that's something.
So would you say, would you add in your definition of determination being able to push through not doing something, or being able to push through doing something you don't like doing?
Definitely.
100%.
100%.
Because one thing one thing about an entrepreneur, I think sometimes, at least for me, sometimes I kind of forget, you hear, being an entrepreneur, you have to follow your passion, right?
Yeah.
And even though that's true, I think sometimes we get lost at, you're not going to fully enjoy everything that your quote-unquote passion entails, right? Like I just said, I don't enjoy every aspect of running Kilty Styles. For example, marketing on social media. I personally don't enjoy that. But I know I'm determined for Kilty Styles to grow, so I have to overcome that. And I'm sure you do music, you do clothes. I'm sure there are parts of it that you don't particularly like doing, but
I still have to.
You still have to do it.
Because the reason, and that's funny you mentioned that, because it brings another part of determination that people talk about. Eric Thomas, he's a motivational speaker. I don't know how many of you guys out there have ever heard of Eric Thomas, but he always mentions the why. Like, the why do you want to be a millionaire? Yeah. Why do you want this to succeed? Like, what is your purpose behind all of this? If you can find your why, my daughter got to eat. You know what I mean? My husband needs a new tires for his cars or for his car or whatever. Whatever your reason, whatever your why is, it makes it easier for you to be motivated. And once you're motivated, it helps with determination.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all of those go like hand in hand. So my suggestion or my tip for you guys is find your why. The reason why I'm doing this. Find that drive, right? Edom mentioned drive earlier. Find that drive. Once you find that drive, then it will be easier to be determined also about something that you really want to do. Exactly. Find the why. Why am I doing this? Ask yourself that. Find that and you're good. You live.
Yeah, exactly. And that, will when you focus on the why, like he said, focus on the why, focus on the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Put your all into that. That should and that
it will.
You know what I mean? That should and that will, be the factor or be the reason, of course, why you do this, no matter what obstacles come into your way.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you want to go on 2-3 vacations every day. Be determined to a year. Sorry, every day. Yeah, you want to go on two or three vacations every year. That's your why.
Yeah.
Right there, you found your drive. That's
Yeah.
your determination right there.
Yeah.
Tap into that. Use that as motivation now to be determined
Yeah.
to go get what you need to get, to be there, to get 3 or 4 vacations every single year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it means working more overtime or whether it means going door to door, selling insurance, whatever is it that you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tap into your why and you're lit.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Of course. You know, I know there are people in our town, people do music, people do nails, people, you know, they're doing vlogs and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, I understand. You sometimes you see people, they're like, oh, follow my YouTube page.
Yeah.
Like I'm making a vlog, right? Or something like that. Right? I see that all the time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, they make 2-3 episodes and then they're done.
Zip.
know?
Because they forget the why. It's either one or two things. One, they weren't passionate about it. They're doing something because they saw someone else did it and they made money off it. So I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Right? But even if that's the case, even if you really don't like doing something, because I hated doing high jump. I did high jump. For all those who don't know, little history lesson, I did high jump in high school. Right? I hated doing high jump. I hated it. It was hard training. I love soccer, but I hated high jump. The training was way too hard. So I hated doing it, but I did it anyway because I remembered my why. Yeah. Why am I doing this? Oh, I need that scholarship. I need that scholarship. I need to go to university. Mom and dad can't afford this. Yeah. So I need to do this. This is my way up. Yeah. So that motivated me, and that was my determination to get through practice every single day, get through the competitions every single weekend. You know what I mean? So that was my drive. That was my why. Even though I didn't like it, like you said, you didn't like aspects of Guilty Styles, but your reason for doing Guilty Styles, which is your why, is greater than you not wanting to do it. Yeah. So definitely, if you tap into your why, if you don't necessarily have a passion for it, tap into your why. Why am I doing this? This is the means to an end. Yeah. You know what I mean? What is the end that you want to meet? Yeah. Tap into your why, and it will help you to be determined to push through.
Of course. And it doesn't even just refer into business. I know Edam's finishing up, you know, his last year in school. But Edam and I, we spent the past 3 years or so in school. And, you know, from my aspect, Edam and I are both determined saying that we're going to get jobs when we graduate.
Definitely.
Right? Or, you know, we're going to get into the business field. We were both in the same business club. Like, we've seen it. You know what I mean? So even when it comes to school, like, some people are like, why am I in school or so, right? And like, what's the why? For Edam, I know Edam and I, we both have the same goal of we're going to, you know, get jobs after school. I can speak to Edam, of course, for someone who's still in school, and he can write to people in school. Like, if that's your passion, that means it's going to be late night studying. That means it's going to be going to class when you don't feel like it. That's going to be making friends, networking,
doing things you don't like.
Doing things you don't like to, you know what I mean?
Meet the grade.
Meet the grades. And especially for Edam, he's doing accounting. That's not easy. You know what I mean? Definitely. And when it comes to, you know, getting, doing your 150 credits, getting your CPA license, all that stuff, like, that's not easy, right? But once you have, you know, that determination of what's the bigger picture, like you said, you know, I know for your Edam, both of us, it was like getting a job, you know what I mean? Helping us out, helping our family out, helping out our future.
That's your why.
That, you know, is greater than
I hate this teacher or I hate this professor. You know what I mean? It's greater than all of that.
Exactly.
It's a lot of like swallowing your pride and
just doing it.
Go on for it and doing it because you know, no one else is gonna do it for you. You know.
Yeah, because ultimately, what you're doing should lead you to where you want to be, right? If what you're doing, like, is not putting you closer to where you want to be, then you don't have a why. Like, if you have no reason for doing this, it's pointless. You're wasting time and you're wasting your life away. Yeah. Tap into your why, bro. Yo, my daughter needs a new bike for her birthday. That's your why to work the extra 4 or 5 hours overtime next week. You know what I mean? Like, that is your why. That is the determination. That is all the motivation you need to be determined to achieve anything you need. Yeah. If you're not passionate about it, because not everybody like their 9 to 5, bro. Yeah. That's facts. Not everybody like their 9 to 5. I had one. I hated it. Yeah. I talk on the phone for 8 hours every single day, bro. My throat got sore. I hated it. I hated it. But I remember why I was doing it. Yeah. I need to pay my bills. I need to do this. I tapped into my why and I pushed through. And then pushing through that made me more determined to be where I am right now.
Yeah.
Having my own businesses and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, bro, tap into your why. If you don't necessarily have a passion for it, having a passion is better.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a passion for what you're doing, tap into the why and push through.
Definitely. I think that's...
Eric Thomas taught me that, by the way. Big ups to Eric Thomas. You don't know me, but I'm a big fan, bro.
So definitely, right? And, you know, definitely inspiration should come from internally, right? But, you know, you just mentioned Eric Thomas, motivational speaker.
Yeah.
If you want to go out and maybe look for some inspiration, listen to motivational speakers, just so you could internally realize, again, like, why am I doing something, or looking for points of motivation, go do that, right? Sometimes I know how it feels like to be in school and like we mentioned before, why am I even in school? Why am I in class? Why am I doing this? I don't want to do this, right? But like mentioned before, look for that bigger picture. Find something, someone, a situation to motivate you so you can overcome whatever you don't want to do.
Yeah, find that gas pedal, bro. Find the drive.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Put it in D and sink the gas pedal. Find that drive. And one of the things about being determined, though, is, say, for example, you want to be the next Tom Brady, right? Because I like sports. I'm a sports guy. You guys know this by now, right? Say I want to be the next Tom Brady. You have to want it. Whatever it is you want, you have to want it more than everybody else who wants the same thing that you want. Because at the end of the day, you want to be this person, or you want to live that life, or you want to be on a yacht, on the beach. There are millions of people who want that same life that you want. Yeah. You have to want it more than every single one of them.
You have to outwork them.
You have to outwork them.
I remember, it might have been hurt. Yeah. Can't speak. Whoa. It might have been something I heard while playing 2K a couple of years ago, right? But essentially, it was a quote, or someone said, it was referring to basketball, like, when you're sleeping, someone across the world is practicing. You know what I mean? So that was in the sense of...
Funny you should say that, because 50 Cent was asked a question. Yeah. Right? And he was doing a move. I think it was the time he was shooting Get Rich or Die Trying. Okay. He was doing music videos. He was doing so many things. And an interviewer asked him, she said to him, don't you ever sleep? He said, sleep with those people who are broke. I'm like, I looked at that different from that day on. I'm like, okay, so that's how y'all stay rich. Okay. I need to lose some sleep, then that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? And here we are. What time is it? 1 o'clock? Yeah. Here we are on the podcast at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Nah, definitely. I mean, that's what I was mentioning to them before. That's what determination is. Like, I'm tired. I'm not going to lie. I'm tired.
Yeah, you messed up on your words a couple times.
I'm tired. I'm not going to lie. But I'm determined to get this done. This is what I love. And my passion for doing this podcast is more important than me getting, a good night's rest. Yeah, a few hours of sleep. So...
I think, speaking on determination overall, like, even along with goal setting or reaching your goal, along the way, the actions you take and the stuff you go through and what you're able to stomach or absorb and become a better person because of it, like, on the way, that's just an amazing thing, personally, because, I mean, hey, if you're not determined to do something, you're not going to even take the first step, or, when things start getting hard, you're just going to, go away from it, You can't rush something you want to, like, last forever. And if your
longevity,
goal...
You can't rush the process.
Exactly. If your goal that you're determined for, is something you really care about, it's something that should, be eternal in your life, let's say. Or always, something that lasts forever for you.
So definitely, that's a really good point. I want to go speak on that. I want to speak further on that, on the grind. That kind of just makes me want to speak on that, because you just mentioned something. You said, my bad. You just said something that just reminded me, just thinking of Gary Vee. He always talks about, like, loving to be in the dirt. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's something that he loves. He's like, being in the dirt, being in the trenches, doing the hard work, doing all of that, to him is what motivates him more than actually succeeding. Like, when they say, like, the journey is more important than the prize or something.
The grind.
Like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? So just like you said, like, I feel like once you start getting that passion for the grind, then you build that internal determination, right?
Makes sense.
I want to, before we speak further on that, right? Let's pause here for a second. We're going to have this week's episode of Word of the Day. Right? So, this week, I have the quote. So, let me go pull that up real quick. All right. It's something real simple. I actually heard it maybe this week. I think I was like listening to another podcast this week, and I heard it, and it really stuck out to me. All right, you guys ready?
I'm listening.
All right. So, the quote is, "Why fit in when you were born to stand out?"
That sounds like something a doctor would say. Some psychology person would say that.
You're close.
I don't know. It just sounds like something a doctor would say.
You're close with the doctor. You're close with the doctor would say it.
I don't know. Edam, you have an idea who it is?
I'm thinking right now.
Doop, 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 doop. Running out of time.
Doctor. Nope.
Who said that, bro?
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
That's what I said. You were close. I thought you saw. But no, it was Dr. Seuss. So I heard it. I don't remember what podcast I heard it on, but I Googled it and I found out that was the Dr. Seuss quote. But it said, no, you know what I was listening to? It was that new show on Netflix with Rhythm and Flow. It's a new show on Netflix with
never heard of it.
Chance the Rapper, T.I. and Cardi B. They're like doing a new show trying to find like the next hottest rapper. So I think Snoop Dogg was on one episode and just like in passing he said like why fit in when you were born to stand out. So then I actually looked it up and found out that was Dr. Seuss. So that's something that really was just like ringing in my head all week of like, you know, maybe it kind of ties in with everything, honestly, of like when you have a passion, when you have a goal, if it's going to be something different, if it's going to be something that stands out, if that's going to be something that other people aren't doing, you know, don't be afraid to take that extra step to be different. Don't be afraid to take that extra step and fail. Don't be afraid to take that extra step, you know, and put yourself out there. Make sure that you're being determined. You're going to go through stress, just like every other episode we spoke about. All those emotions and feelings are going to go through. But if you're meant to stand out, those are the things you're going to have to endure. And I promise you that it's going to be all worth it in the end.
That's so true. That is so true.
That actually reminds me like another quote, like the business kickoff was earlier this week. And one of the panelists said his father gave him a quote that I always ask him. The last question was, does everybody have a piece of advice or like a quote that they tell themselves every day? And one of the panelists said, you were born original, so don't die a copy. And that just like really,
that resonated.
It really stuck out. And, you know, just reminded me of that quote. So,
yeah, man. I mean, that's powerful, honestly. So I think, you know, we're so quick to compare and judge ourselves to other people especially when it comes to like your success.
Yeah,
that's something I was listening to today. Like a lot of people are so quick to say like, oh, I'm not getting as many views as this person, I'm not getting as many likes as that person.
They get demotivated.
So but it's like, you know, don't be afraid, you know what I mean, to be different. Maybe you're starting something different and you're not getting them as much traction as you want, but that's just part of it. That's part of the grind.
You have to push
through
that,
and it comes with determination. All of that is determination. You know, I'm sure everyone would like more subscribers, more likes, more money, more views, more listens, more any of that.
Think about it. The way I look at it is, think about it. If, say for example, you're a YouTuber, you just said YouTuber, so I'm gonna just stick with that topic, right? You want to be a YouTuber. You notice that all the big top YouTubers are putting out 2-3 videos a week, right? You need to double that, right? If you can do double the work that they're doing, you will eventually get where they are and eventually surpass them.
Of course.
Right? So if your opponent or your competition is doing once a week or twice a week, you better do 4 or 5 times, 6 times a week.
Yeah.
So you got to be determined to outwork them, like Bensky said, in every aspect. They're posting twice a day, you post 4 times a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're uploading twice a week, you upload 4 times a week.
Yeah.
So you got to be like on your game. You got to be determined. You got to be one. You need to want it more than they do.
Yeah.
In other words, you know what I mean? You need to want it more than they do, like I said earlier. So you just got to be determined.
And that reminds me of another quote. I don't remember it verbatim, but it's essentially like, when you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, that's when you'll win, or something like that.
Eric Thomas.
That's him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So essentially, like, it's that same thing. Like,
there's a story behind that, actually. So this guy, he met a guru.
I heard this.
Yeah, he met the guru, and the guru he said to the guru, like, hey, I want to be as successful as you are. And he said, yeah, really? And then the guru said, yeah, I want to be as successful as you are. So the guru said, all right, tomorrow, meet me at the beach at 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and I'll teach you how to be successful. So he got all ready in his suit and whatever, thinking this is a big meeting with the guru, blah, blah, blah. So the guru told him to go out in the water after they got to the beach, and the guru was already out in the water. So they said, come on out in the water. He had his suit on, like, nah, I'm not going out in the water. They said, come on out. Eventually he did. He went out, and he said, come on a little further. At this point, the water is at his chest or whatever. So he said, come on some more. And the guru keep calling him out till eventually the water was like at his neck height. And the guru grabbed him and dunked his head underneath the water, right? And just as my man was about to pass out, he pulled him up and was like, when you were under there, what was the one thing you needed? And he said, air. I said, exactly. When you want to succeed, as bad as you want to breathe just now, then you'll be successful.
Yeah.
So that level of determination, bro. Like you need to want it more than you need oxygen. Think about that for a second.
That's all it is. And that just reminds me of one of my boys. He owns a glass business. I believe it's Captain Hook Glass. Mm-hmm. So go follow him on Instagram. I believe that's his Instagram, but Captain Hook Glass. So I was talking to him this week, and I was just like amazed at the fact that he started his own glass business, you know? So
glass?
Like, he makes different glass pieces, like glassware, right? So I was like, wow, I've never met anybody like that. So I was telling him, we were speaking, and I mentioned the fact that I said, hey, you know, I'm so proud of you. I'm glad that you found something that you're passionate about. Mm-hmm. And I told him, right, like, when you're passionate about something, you'll never work a day in your life. And then he said, that's a lie. He said, if you're passionate about something, you'll be working every day for the rest of your life. And I was like,
never looked at it like that.
Right? And I knew what he meant, and he knew what I meant, right?
Yeah.
So he knew, but essentially what I meant was saying that if you're passionate about something, that it's not going to feel like work. But how he meant was that if you're passionate about something, you're going to be working for it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like, that's
perspectives are really crazy.
Exactly, right? So I was like,
it's all about perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about perspective.
And that kind of like shook something in me, but I have to respect him because he's running it completely by himself out of a warehouse. He was saying, like, he's like, there's no warehouses near him, so it's about like a 40-minute drive away from his house, and he's making all these glass pieces custom by himself, you know, and shipping them out. You know, he said he's working like 7 days a week, like 10 hours a day, right? That's working every day for the rest of your life. That's what he meant, right? But he said he loves it, he's passionate about it, so like, that's just what he loves to do.
And I'm sure he gets up in some mornings and be like, even though you're passionate about it, there are going to be those mornings where you just don't feel like getting up. Mm-hmm. No matter how much you love it, you're a human being. You know what I mean? But guess what kicks in? Determination.
And that's just the key factor. You know, that's what runs it, and that's what separates people from being in business. That's what
separates winners from losers.
Yeah. Is how much you're determined and how much do you truly care. And you really have to look inside you and understand, do you really love this? Are you really passionate about it? Is this really like, you know, what drives you? And if it is, then don't let go of that. You know, everything is always fun in the beginning. When you're starting a business, a vlog or whatever, it's always fun in the beginning. But after a while, once the grind starts, it starts becoming as fun. Then it becomes work. But you have to remember the fun, the feeling, the fire that you had in the beginning. You have to keep that burning. And that's what, drives you to say, I don't feel like waking up in the morning. But you know what? I love doing what I'm doing, so I'm going to just do it anyway. Yep. And that's what separates people from, all right, let me produce 2 videos on YouTube, and then, I don't like doing this anymore. Or, let me start this business. Oh, wait.
So I have a question for you.
What?
We're kind of running out of time, but I have a question for you.
What?
So starting this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been feeling like, I don't want to do no more episodes? Have that thought ever crossed your mind? Have you ever got there yet?
So to be completely honest, I think I'm still in the fun phase of the podcast, right?
I mean, what, 5 episodes in?
Yeah.
I knew the answer to that question before you even asked it. He's still
I'm still in the fun phase,
That's
right?
good.
But I will admit 2 things. I think the least fun part of it is just editing it down. That's mainly because I'm meticulous and I want to make sure that it's good. And 2, one thing I did notice about myself is that I enjoy doing this podcast more than I enjoy doing Kilty Styles. And not that I don't enjoy doing Kilty Styles, but when I put the 2 on a scale and I see which one do I enjoy doing more, which one kind of just excites me a little bit more, it's the podcast. And it could be
definitely, I think, because it's a new project and the way it's consumed is much different.
Yes, right?
And nothing is wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with that, right? Like I said, you have to know yourself.
Yes.
It's not like I still love Kilty Styles and everything I does and everything I do and everything we do for it. But like Edom said, it's a different process. It's new. How it's consumed is different. But then also, I love speaking. And I think I love speaking.
You're a powerful speaker.
Thank you. I love speaking more than I do creating. And speaking, I think, is just natural for me. I don't really have to. It wasn't a skill. Like, obviously, you can always work on it. But to me, speaking and talking about this stuff, it was just more natural than Kilty Styles, where I had to build my skill for it. So
you have to develop the skill.
Exactly. Right? And I'm still developing, like, my scale or my I'm growing exponentially more in Kilty Styles than I am with speaking, because I'm just naturally
a good speaker.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we'll see how, throughout this journey of the podcast, how that goes. But that's something that I was looking internally the other day, and I said, I think, my passion for this exceeds a little bit more than my passion for Kilty Styles, but I still love Kilty Styles with all my heart. And make sure you go follow us on Instagram, KILTI Styles with a Z, STYLEZ, Kilty Styles. We're coming out with new designs. That's the clothing line that Edom and I run.
And then when you go on the Instagram page, make sure you click the link in the bio, go to the website, and buy something.
Exactly. Like what he said.
Yes.
What he said. So shout out to Edom, business partner, for having us run Kilty Styles. Make sure we have some new designs coming out, so make sure you go check that out. But I think that's it for today's episode. I want to thank Edom again, co-host, for taking the time out. It's late, but we did it.
We survived.
Thank you again, Corey Ornsby. I hope you guys learned something today. If you have a dream, if you have a passion, that same fire you felt the first day when you got that idea, when you said, oh, this is possible.
Keep it burning.
You have to keep that burning when you're up late at night and you're saying, I don't think this is possible, right? You keep that fire burning. Find people around you who support you. We're really big on that. Thank you, Edom. Edom's been a great right hand for whatever ideas. Corey's been an amazing help. Find those few people around you who can keep you motivated, keep you strong,
and believe in you.
And believe, most importantly, you have to believe in yourself. So, any last words from you two?
Just keep the drive going and tap into your why.
Keep it up. Stay passionate. Passion is a really big part of it. If you can get it, try to get it. Like, it's a big part.
Definitely. So thank you again for watching. Follow, share. Follow us on Instagram. Instagram is coming out soon for everybody else, so stay tuned on that. Make sure you share and subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CastBox, all that. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we're on there. YouTube channel, like I said, coming up soon. We're working on that. And again, we want to thank you guys for listening to the people, domestic and international. Next week will be a new topic. Just stay tuned and you'll find out. All right. See you guys.